The rich don't work for money. Here's why. Ever wonder why the wealthy seem to make money effortlessly while others grind away at a 9 to 5? The truth is, the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. Instead of trading time for a paycheck, they build assets, invest wisely, and create income streams that keep flowing even when they're not working. If you want to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle and start thinking like the rich, it's time to shift your mindset. Let's dive into how wealth is really built, why the 9 to 5 trap keeps you poor, and how to escape it. The illusion of security. Imagine this. You wake up at 6 a.m., rush through breakfast, battle morning traffic, and sit at your desk for 8 hours. You collect your paycheck every 2 weeks, pay the bills, and maybe save a little if there's anything left. Sounds familiar? That's the 9 to 5 cycle most people are stuck in. Now let's talk about Mark and Lisa. Both had well-paying jobs, but something felt off. Mark worked in IT, earning $80K a year, but every month he barely saved because of rent, car payments, and student loans. Lisa, a teacher, had even less to work with and often felt overwhelmed by rising costs. They thought a steady paycheck meant financial security, but in reality, it kept them trapped. Why? Because a job only pays you for your time, and the moment you stop working, the money stops too. The hard truth about paychecks. Most people believe the answer to financial success is to work harder and get promoted. But here's the catch. Your salary is capped. Even with raises, there's a limit to how much you can earn. Taxes eat away your income. The more you make as an employee, the more you pay. You're trading time for money. You have to work to get paid, which means no work equals no income. Now, let's compare this with someone like Jake, a former graphic designer. He realized that no matter how hard he worked, his paycheck stayed the same. So he started freelancing on the side, taking in extra projects on weekends. Eventually, he built a small design agency and quit his job. Today, his income isn't tied to his time. His team works for him, and money flows in even when he's not actively designing. How to break free from the 9 to 5 trap. If you're stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, the good news is there's a way out. You don't have to quit your job overnight, but you must start creating new income streams. Here's how. 1. Start a side hustle. Take something you enjoy and turn it into extra income. If you love photography, sell stock photos. If you're good at writing, freelance on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. 2. Invest in assets. The rich don't just work for money, they buy things that make money for them. This could be stocks, real estate, or even a small business. The goal is to create something that pays you without constant effort. 3. Learn high-income skills. Instead of just climbing the corporate ladder, invest in skills like coding, copywriting, or digital marketing that allow you to earn independently. 4. Automate your money. If you rely only on a paycheck, you'll always feel trapped. Instead, set up automatic investments. Buy assets every month and let your money grow in the background. Take a moment and ask yourself, if you lost your job today, how long could you survive? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, it's time to build income streams that don't depend on a single employer. Financial Education 101. What schools don't teach you about money. The money lesson you never got in school. Think back to your school days. You probably learned how to calculate the area of a triangle, memorize historical dates, and write essays on classic literature. But did anyone ever teach you how to file taxes? How to invest? How to build wealth? Most people leave school knowing how to solve for X, but have no clue how to manage a credit score, buy a house, or escape debt. That's because traditional education was designed to create employees, not financially independent individuals. Let's take James and Emily as an example. Both graduated from college with good grades. James got a job in accounting, and Emily became a nurse. They worked hard, saved money, and followed what they were taught. Keep expenses low and put savings in the bank. Fast forward 10 years. James still lives paycheck to paycheck despite earning more, and Emily is drowning in student loans. They did everything right, but still struggle financially. Why? Because saving alone isn't enough. They were never taught how to grow their money. The problem with just saving money. You've probably heard the advice, save money and you'll be financially secure. But here's the problem. Saving alone won't make you rich. Let's say you save $10,000 and put it in a bank account earning 0.5% interest. After a year, you have $10,050. But inflation, the rising cost of living, is around 3 to 5% per year, meaning your money actually loses value over time. Now let's compare this to someone like David, who took his $10,000 and invested it in stocks, real estate, or a business. Even a modest return of 7 to 10% per year would grow his money exponentially over time. The key difference? David understood that money should work for him, not just sit in a bank. The financial lessons schools never teach. Here are some crucial money lessons that could change your financial future, but were never part of your school curriculum. 1. The difference between assets and liabilities. Schools teach you to buy a house, but they don't teach you that a house is a liability if it costs you money instead of making you money. Assets, stocks, rental properties, businesses generate income. Liabilities, cars, consumer debt take money out of your pocket. 2. How to make money work for you. The wealthy don't just work for money. They invest it in things that grow over time. Whether it's stocks, real estate, or digital businesses, they understand that passive income is key. 3. Why debt can be good or bad. Most people fear debt, but the rich use it to their advantage. Bad debt, credit cards, high-interest loans, keeps you broke. Good debt, borrowing to invest in appreciating assets, helps build wealth. 4. Taxes can make or break you. Schools don't teach how to legally reduce your tax burden. Business owners and investors get tax breaks, while employees pay the highest tax rates. Knowing how to structure your income can save you thousands. Where to start learning about money? If you weren't taught these lessons in school, don't worry, you can teach yourself. Here are some powerful resources to start your financial education. Books to read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, a must-read for shifting your mindset about money. The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco explains why traditional saving methods won't make you rich. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel teaches the habits and mindset of wealthy individuals. Courses and platforms, YouTube channels, Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, or Minority Mindset for free financial education. Online courses, Udemy or Coursera offer beginner-friendly finance and investing courses. Podcasts, listen to Bigger Pockets for real estate investing or The Dave Ramsey Show for debt management. If schools won't teach you how money works, it's up to you to learn, and once you do, you'll never see money the same way again. Assets versus liabilities, the secret to building wealth. Why most people stay broke. Imagine two friends, Mike and Jake. Both earn $5,000 a month, but they make very different financial decisions. Mike buys a brand new car on credit, moves into a bigger house with a higher mortgage, and upgrades to the latest phone. His monthly expenses rise with every purchase. At the end of the month, he barely saves anything. Jake, on the other hand, takes a different approach. He buys a modest used car, lives in a comfortable but affordable home, and instead of upgrading his phone, he invests his extra money in stocks and a small rental property. Fast forward 5 years. Mike is still living paycheck to paycheck, constantly worried about bills. Jake, however, has built multiple streams of income, and his investments are now paying for many of his expenses. The difference? Mike spent his money on liabilities, things that take money out of his pocket. Jake focused on assets, things that put money into his pocket. Understanding assets and liabilities in simple terms. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, explains it like this. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. It sounds simple, but most people don't think this way when making financial decisions. Take a house, for example. Many people believe their home is their biggest asset. But is it really? If you buy a house and live in it, it is a liability. You have to pay the mortgage, property taxes, maintenance, and repairs. These are expenses that take money from you every month. If you buy a house and rent it out for more than the mortgage and expenses, it becomes an asset. Now it's generating income for you instead of just costing you money. The same applies to cars. A new car may look nice, but financially, it's almost always a liability. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses value. Plus, you have to pay for insurance, maintenance, and fuel. Instead of spending money on an expensive car, consider buying a reliable used car and investing the extra money. Even your job can act as a liability. A paycheck feels like financial security, but the moment you stop working, the money stops. That's why the wealthy focus on building passive income through assets like stocks, rental properties, and businesses. How to shift from liabilities to assets. Most people spend money on things that drain their wealth, but the wealthy use money to buy things that generate more money. Here's how you can start. 1. List your assets and liabilities. Take a piece of paper and write down everything you own. Ask yourself, does this put money in my pocket or does it take money out? 2. Reduce liabilities. If you have high monthly expenses, start cutting back. Sell the things that are costing you money but not providing value. If you have credit card debt, focus on paying it off as soon as possible. 3. Prioritize buying assets. Before spending money on something new, ask yourself, can I invest this money into something that will pay me back? If you want to buy a new phone, consider whether that same money could be used to start an investment portfolio. 4. Turn liabilities into assets. If you already own things that cost you money, think about how you can make them work for you. If you have a spare room, rent it out. If you own a car, use it for a rideshare or rental service. A simple mindset shift from spending on liabilities to acquiring assets can change your entire financial future. Take a few minutes today to list your current assets and liabilities and start making small changes to tip the balance in your favor. How to make money work for you even if you're broke right now. The story of two paths. Meet Alex and Chris. Both started in the same place, low income, struggling to save, and stuck in jobs that barely paid the bills. Alex believed that making more money meant working harder, picking up extra shifts, and hoping for a raise. He saved what little he could, but it never seemed to grow fast enough. Chris, on the other hand, took a different approach. Even though he was broke, he realized that money had to work for him, not the other way around. Instead of just saving, he started learning about small ways to invest. He bought a few shares of an index fund with just $50, started a side hustle that brought in an extra $100 a month, and put that money into income-generating assets. Fast forward 5 years. Alex is still trading time for money, stressed about bills. Chris, however, has built multiple streams of income. His investments have grown, and his side business now makes more than his old job. The difference? Chris made his money work for him, even when he had almost nothing to start with. Step 1. Understand the wealth formula. Wealth isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and where you put it. Most people follow this pattern. Earn, spend, save if there's anything left. But wealthy people follow a different formula. Earn, invest, spend what's left. Even if you start small, the habit of investing before spending changes everything. Step 2. Start investing with little money. Many people think investing is only for the rich, but in reality, you can start with just a few dollars. Here's how. 1. Index funds. If you don't know where to start, index funds are a great option. These funds invest in hundreds of companies at once, reducing risk. Apps like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Robinhood allow you to start with as little as $50. 2. Dividend stocks. Some stocks pay you just for owning them. These are called dividend stocks. If you buy shares in a company that pays dividends, you'll receive cash payouts regularly without doing anything. Reinvesting those dividends over time can grow your wealth significantly. 3. Real estate crowdfunding. If you can't afford a rental property, you can invest in real estate with as little as $10 through platforms like Fundrise or REITs, real estate investment trusts. 4. Side hustle profits. If you have zero extra money to invest, create a small income stream first. Sell digital products, do freelancing, or offer a service online. Even making an extra $50 a month and investing it consistently can change your future. Step 3. Create passive income streams. Investing is one way to make money work for you, but passive income is another game changer. Instead of working for every dollar, find ways to earn money even while you sleep. Here are a few ideas. Write an ebook or course. If you have knowledge in a specific area, create a simple guide and sell it online. Every sale earns you passive income. Start a blog or YouTube channel. It takes time, but once you build an audience, ad revenue and sponsorships can create steady income. License your work. If you're a photographer, artist, or musician, sell licenses for your work on stock websites. At first, these streams may bring in just a few dollars, but over time, they grow, just like Chris's story. The key is starting even when you feel broke and letting your money work for you. The Rat Race Explained: Why You're Running in Circles. Stuck on the hamster wheel. Imagine a hamster on a wheel, running as fast as it can but never getting anywhere. Now picture your daily routine. Wake up, go to work, pay bills, maybe save a little, then do it all over again. No matter how hard you work, it feels like you're just surviving, not getting ahead. This is the rat race. It's a cycle where people work endlessly to earn money, only to spend it on expenses and debt, leaving them stuck in the same financial position year after year. Let's look at Sarah's story. She graduated college, got a decent paying job, and thought she was on the right path. She leased a nice car, moved into a trendy apartment, and started enjoying the lifestyle she worked hard for. But every month, her paycheck disappeared into rent, car payments, student loans, and credit card bills. She thought a raise would fix everything, but when she started making more, she also started spending more. 5 years later, despite promotions, she was still stuck, living paycheck to paycheck. Sarah believed that working harder would eventually lead to financial freedom. But the reality, the more she earned, the more she spent, and the cycle continued. How the rat race works. The rat race isn't just about having a job. It's about the habits and financial traps that keep people stuck. Here's how it works. 1. You trade time for money. Most people rely on a paycheck as their only source of income. If they stop working, the money stops too. 2. You increase expenses as income grows. The moment you get a raise or bonus, you upgrade your lifestyle. Better car, bigger house, more vacations, keeping you just as financially stretched as before. 3. You rely on debt to maintain your lifestyle. Credit cards, car loans, and mortgages pile up, making it impossible to step away from the constant need for a paycheck. 4. You save but don't grow your money. Even if you manage to save a little, it sits in a low-interest bank account, losing value to inflation instead of working for you. How to escape the rat race. Breaking free isn't about quitting your job overnight. It's about changing how you handle money. Here's how you can start. 1. Identify your rat race habits. Look at your spending. Are you upgrading your lifestyle every time you earn more? Are you stuck in debt cycles? Recognizing these habits is the first step to change. 2. Reduce liabilities, increase assets. Stop buying things that take money out of your pocket and start investing in things that bring money in. This means cutting unnecessary expenses and putting that money into income-generating assets like stocks, real estate, or a side business. 3. Build income that works without you. The wealthy don't just work for money. They make money work for them. Start small by investing in dividend stocks, creating digital products, or renting out an asset you already own. The goal is to build income streams that continue even when you're not actively working. 4. Shift your mindset from consumer to investor. Instead of thinking, how much can I afford to spend? Ask, how much can I invest? Every dollar should have a purpose, either to create more money or build financial security. Take a moment to think about your own routine. Are you running on the hamster wheel, working just to pay the bills? If so, it's time to start making small changes that will eventually lead to financial freedom. From employee to investor, how to shoe ways to think about money. Jake and Daniel both work at the same company, earn the same salary, and live similar lives. Over time, however, their financial paths begin to diverge. Jake follows the traditional route, work hard, save what he can, and hope for promotions. He keeps his money in a savings account, enjoys small luxuries, and waits for the day he can retire. Every time he gets a bonus, he uses it to upgrade his car or move to a nicer apartment. Daniel takes a different approach. He starts learning about investing, buys a few dividend stocks, and eventually purchases a rental property. Rather than spending his extra cash on things that lose value, he invests it in assets that generate income. Years pass, and Jake is still dependent on his paycheck, living paycheck to paycheck. Daniel, on the other hand, has built multiple streams of income. His investments now cover many of his living expenses, allowing him more freedom. What's the difference? It's all in their mindset. Jake thinks like an employee. Daniel thinks like an investor. The employee versus investor mindset. The way you view money can drastically affect your financial future. Employees and investors think about money in very different ways. One, employees trade time for money. Investors make money work for them. Employees earn based on the hours they work. When they stop working, the money stops. Investors focus on building assets, whether that's stocks, real estate, or businesses that generate income passively. 2. Employees focus on income. Investors focus on net worth. Employees typically think about their paycheck and how much they earn each month. Investors focus on how much wealth they are accumulating over time, not just their income. 3. Employees save. Investors grow. Employees might save money in a bank account, but over time, inflation eats away at its value. Investors put money into assets that appreciate and generate returns over time, growing their wealth. 4. Employees fear risk. Investors manage risk. Employees often shy away from investing because of fear of losing money. Investors understand that risk is a part of the process and that managing that risk is key to growing wealth over time. How to develop an investor mindset. Shifting your mindset takes time, but here's how you can begin. 1. Educate yourself on how money works. Read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki or The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham to gain insights into wealth building. Follow financial news to understand how investments grow and how the markets function. 2. Start investing, even with small amounts. If you're new to investing, begin with low-cost options like index funds or dividend stocks. Even a small amount, like $50 a month, can grow significantly over time. Seek out opportunities to invest in assets, whether that's real estate, stocks, or a side hustle. 3. Surround yourself with investors. Join investment groups, online forums, or attend networking events where you can learn from people already building wealth. Shift your conversations with friends and colleagues from just work, talk, to discussing financial strategies and investing. 4. Think long-term. Start looking at your financial situation as something that needs to grow over time. Instead of spending on short-term desires, focus on building assets that will create long-term security and income. The power of passive income, how the rich stay rich. The hidden secret of the wealthy. Meet Ella. She's a teacher who loves her job but feels financially stuck. Every month, her salary goes toward bills, groceries, and other living expenses. The cycle feels endless, and despite working hard, she's barely saving anything. Then there's Ryan. Ryan is a software developer who also works full-time, but he's built something else in the background. Passive income streams. Ryan has a few rental properties that generate income each month. He also earns royalties from a book he wrote, and he invests in dividend stocks that pay him regularly. Ryan's monthly expenses are covered by the income from these ads. He hasn't had to work overtime to make ends meet. What's the difference between Ella and Ryan? While Ella's income is tied directly to her time at work, Ryan has learned the secret of making his money work for him through passive income. What is passive income? Passive income is money that comes in regularly with little ongoing effort. The key difference between active income and passive income is that active income requires your time and effort to earn, whereas passive income continues to flow even if you're not actively working. The rich stay rich not just by earning more, but by creating streams of income that generate money for them, whether they work or not. Let's look at a few examples of passive income streams. 1. Rental properties. Imagine you own a small apartment building or even just a single-family home that you rent out. Every month, your tenants pay rent, which covers your mortgage and other expenses while also leaving you with a profit. Once the property is set up, it requires little effort to maintain and the income keeps flowing. This is what makes real estate one of the most popular ways to build wealth passively. Take Sarah, for example. She bought a duplex a few years ago. She lives in one half and rents out the other. The rent from the other unit covers most of her mortgage, and in the long run, the property will appreciate, growing her wealth. Number 2, royalties from creative work. Another great way to generate passive income is through royalties, which come from books, music, art, or other creative works. Once you create something, you can license it or sell it for ongoing income. Think of authors like J.K. Rowling. Once her books were published, she earned royalties every time someone bought one. Similarly, musicians earn royalties each time their song is played. You don't have to keep working to earn these payments after the initial creation. The money comes to you while you sleep. Even if you're not a famous author or musician, creating a course, writing an ebook, or developing a downloadable resource can lead to similar passive income streams. 3. Dividend stocks. Dividend-paying stocks are another common way to earn passive income. When you invest in companies that pay dividends, you receive regular payouts, typically quarterly, which are a portion of the company's profits. Over time, these dividends can add up, creating an additional income stream. Imagine you invest $5,000 in dividend stocks that pay an average of 4% a year. You'd earn $200 a year in dividends. While it might not seem like a lot at first, as you reinvest those dividends and grow your investment, the income grows too. Over time, this compound effect builds significant wealth with little effort. How you can start building passive income. The great thing about passive income is that anyone can start building it, regardless of how much money they have. Here's how to begin. 1. Invest in real estate. You don't need to buy a large apartment complex to get started in real estate. You can start small with something like a single-family home or a duplex. There are even ways to invest in real estate with little money up front, such as through real estate investment trusts, REITs, or real estate crowdfunding platforms. Start by researching areas where rental properties are in demand and look into financing options. Even owning a small property can eventually provide reliable passive income. 2. Create and sell digital products. Think about something you know well that others would pay for. Maybe it's a skill, a hobby, or something you've learned over time. Create a product, such as an online course, ebook, or printable, and sell it through platforms like Udemy, Amazon, or Etsy. Once the product is created and listed, you can earn money without ongoing effort. Start dividend investing. Open a brokerage account and start small with dividend stocks. Look for companies with a strong history of paying dividends and consider ETFs, exchange-traded funds, that invest in a range of dividend-paying companies. You don't need a lot of money to start. Even $100 invested regularly can grow over time. 4. Build an online business. Create a blog, YouTube channel, or e-commerce store that can generate passive income. As your content gains traffic, you can monetize through ads, affiliate marketing, or selling digital products. While this takes time to build, the more content you create and the larger your audience grows, the more passive income streams you create. Your challenge: take the first step. Passive income isn't an overnight success story. It's about planting seeds and allowing them to grow over time. Take a moment to think about which passive income idea resonates with you. Maybe you're interested in real estate, or perhaps you have knowledge or skills you could turn into a digital product. Whatever it is, take the first step today, whether it's researching dividend stocks, looking into rental properties, or creating an online product. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your efforts begin to generate income with minimal effort on your part. Start today by taking that first step toward building your own passive income streams. Whether it's researching your first investment or brainstorming a digital product idea, remember that every small action gets you closer to financial freedom. Subscribe for more tips on how to make money work for you, and comment your biggest money challenge below. I'd love to help you overcome it. Let's take control of our financial futures together.